I'm Miranda, and welcome to Budget with a July Dreamer, where we talk about lifestyle, money, and travel. In today's video, I will be sharing my February 2021 budget closeout. I know we're already in the middle of March, but it's important that you spend time closing out your budget. This could be at the end of the month you're budgeting for, or even in the next month, which is what I am doing, and I'll be sharing that in this video. I won't be sharing my exact numbers, but I'll be sharing the percentages. The tracker that I have used to budget is my own template, which you can find on my Etsy shop. And what I'll be sharing in today's video is actually not that template, but the breakdown in animation that I've put into a PowerPoint presentation, so you'll be able to see that. Like I said, I won't be sharing my exact numbers for privacy reasons, but I'll be sharing the 6 areas that are in my budget tracker. So I have the income section, I have the fixed expenses section, I have the person expenses, debt expenses, as well as saving. As most of you might know, I follow a zero budget approach, which means my income minus my expenses equals 0. This does not mean that I actually use up all my money, but that my money has a home, that it's allocated to items. It could be paying off debt, it could be putting it towards savings, or it could be putting it towards fund money. And sometimes I put it in carryover money, which I then include in my next month's budget, and this helps with my planning. So I'm excited to bring you along on this journey to share how I budget using my own templates, as well as other people's. I do have a few budget templates that I've bought from other people that I utilize for different things. But for my personal planning for my home, I use my own monthly budget tracker, as well as the weekly budget tracker, which I'll be sharing in a couple of days on this channel. So let's get right into it. So I will be looking down onto my laptop so I can walk you through the little presentation that I put with the percentages of how much, the percentage of my allocation to various expenses. For this budget, I will show you the allocations that I have, the 5 allocations that I have in my budget tracker, and then actually the 4 allocations that I have, because I'm removing income and the total expenditures box. So it will be the 4 allocations in my budget tracker, as well as the fixed expenses, because I know we all have fixed expenses that we pay out every single month, and these are essential expenses. So your rent, your utilities bill, your insurance, tithe or giving for those who do, and also things like council tax. So it's important that I share that what it looks like. I do have some debt expenses. So this is my car payments, which I am looking to pay out my car as soon as possible, pay it off so that I don't have to have car expenses in my budget moving forward. I do have a Klarna loan for my bike, which they won't let me pay it off because I agreed to certain terms and conditions, which means I'll be paying it off slowly until October, which is fine. I have the money separate in my budget, but I would have preferred to pay it off earlier, but obviously this is not what has happened. So we will continue, we move. Expenses and savings. What is not included is the total income section, as well as the total expenditures section. So looking right at the slide that I'm sharing right now. So the fixed expenses, I was able to allocate 24% of my total income. Then towards debt, I paid 10%. Personal expenses, I allocated 16%, and for my savings, I was able to put 50%. This is something that I'm extremely proud of, because just 5-6 years ago, I wasn't even able to put a nickel towards my savings. So to be able to allocate 50% of my total income is incredible. So I'm very excited about that, and I hope this continues as a trend moving forward. So moving on to the next slide deck, which I've included. So this is a breakdown of my fixed expenses, because I know everybody has got fixed expenses. So it could be rent, I pay a mortgage, it could be your tithe of giving, it could be streaming services, whatever fixed expenses that you have. I am sharing here my breakdown of my fixed expenses. So we'll go with the biggest, which is my mortgage. So I was able, from that 24% that you saw in the previous slide, I was able to allocate 53% towards my mortgage, and then my tithe and giving. So I'm a Christian, I believe in giving towards my church, towards charitable organizations, and to my extended family as well. So I put 3% for that. 1% went towards my water, streaming services, so my Netflix, Now TV, Disney Plus was I allocated 8% for that. For my contents insurance, 5%, and then for my contents insurance it was 1%. Council tax was 8%, electricity was 2%, food was 13%, gas was 2%, home insurance was 10%, and then for my internet broadband was 2%. So looking at this snapshot, what I do know for sure is that I need to curb my food expenses, because this is something that is going way out of hand, and this does not include any takeouts or eating out that I do. Obviously, we are not doing any eating out at the moment, but I do order takeaways every now and again. And for the month of February, I think I was able to order one takeaway, but so that is actually not included in my fixed expenses. That is under my personal expenses, because that is something that, it is personal, that I spend when I feel like it. So being able to spend 13% is actually a lot. I normally budget £200 for food, but I actually spend way more than that, and I'm working on bringing this down, because last month it was again almost £300 went towards food, and February also went a little bit higher than I would have liked, and now for the month of March I am working extremely hard to ensure I keep that number down or within what I normally budget. So this is the breakdown of my fixed expenses, as well as what I just showed, the breakdown for my overall expenses. Again, I'm totally psyched that I'm able to put 50% of my saving, of my total income, into my savings. This is mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing, and I know that it took me many years to get to this point, to be able to earn enough money to be able to pay all of my bills and still have about 50% untouched that goes into my savings. And I'll share a separate video on this, but my savings is, as you would have seen, in my zero budget tracker. So I have an emergency fund that I'm funding. I have a savings for my travel, because I'm a travel blogger. I love to travel every single month, and once we are allowed, I'll be doing that again. So I save for that. I save for things for my home. I'm now a homeowner. I mean, it will be a year this month since I became a homeowner. So I have a pot for home savings. So I have having some work done in my garden, so I'll be using that money that I've saved for the last year towards paying that off, because I don't want to owe anybody any money. So this is why I saved up this much. Once they do all the work in my garden, I'll pay them straight off. And then I also have a tax pot, because I have side hustles where I earn money and I pay taxes on them. Next month is tax season. So, I gotta get all my balances ready for the tax man. And because I save up for that, I'm not worried, because, I save about 20 to 30% of whatever I earn, and I put that in a separate savings account, so that I am able to, be ready for the tax man every April or whenever I do my taxes. So I'm very excited about that. I cannot wait to show you how I actually budget everything that I have in my savings section. Obviously, I won't be sharing them out. It will be all percentages when I do share that. And also, these days we're living in a time where inflation is so high that one income doesn't get you that much. So everybody needs to jump on this bandwagon of passive income side hustles. I have 3 side hustles, so I'm incredibly lucky that I'm able to make money from these side hustles, and I am sure that many people are as well. Now, it's very important how you budget that money from your day job, from your side hustles, and how you make that money work for you. So I'm very excited to continue on this journey to share with you how I budget my money, and I hope you continue to join me on this journey. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel. If you like the content that I'm sharing, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll put the links down below for my budget tracker, both the monthly and the weekly, and I'll also try and link up somewhere here some of the videos that I've shared on this channel so far. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm so excited to bring you along on this journey, and I cannot wait to share my next video. Bye.